Hello and welcome back, adventurers. We are out of hyperdrive. We're locked in orbit around our latest celestial, and our reactors are in full recharge mode. So it's time to stream again. Before I get going, just a bit of a kind of an announcement. It's more of a minor thing for the stream. As we know, as you're watching, you'll likely have encountered some ads. That's just because I'm an affiliate now. The upside and downside of the ads is, obviously monetization. But the pre-roll ads were kind of a big issue. At least I thought it was, as I've kind of watched how things are going. So I've set it up. If you're popping in, like, while the down timer is going on, there should be an ad playing during that 4-minute time period, which is fine. And then once we get into stream, it shouldn't be going at all, as a pre-roll ad. Hopefully I've done it right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. If I did, let me know if you guys like it in any kind of comments, or you can like email eclipsefrontiers@gmail.com, or even just respond on my YouTube VODs later on. It's just dependent upon, I'm trying to find the best kind of practice for doing this, and I'm trying this method now. It's something that I actually seen when I did my research. So that's kind of where we're at. And on the note of ads and everything, also always and forever, thank you for everyone that's followed me, liked me, subscribed, watched any videos, VODs, whatever, just everything. Just thank you for your support. Again, I couldn't do this without any of you. That being said, we'll go into where we left off at last time. We started down the ship tree in EVE Online. We started trying to figure out what to do, where to go, how to get things, how to do certain things. And I started with the Corvettes. I also briefly touched on the shuttles as well, and of course your pod. But the real meat, really where things actually start, to get us to a point where we can actually play the game and enjoy it, it starts with the Corvettes. And last time we went into some PvE encounters just to see kind of what we could do, and there was a little bit. We found some good, we found a little bit of bad. We found out kind of what we needed to modify and change and kind of upgrade and update in order to make it viable. And I think overall it was a pretty huge success. So after the news today, we'll be looking a little further into this on the PvP side. And as I said previously on the last, on last time we were here together, I believe that Corvettes don't show up in Z kill or on your kill board. So like if you kill one, you don't see it. I could be wrong about that. I didn't actually get a chance to look into that. However, even still, it should be a good time as long as we can find some kind of a fight. I'm hoping just against like a frigate or something, just to play around, just to mess around. And then if there's enough time also, I want to take it and see if we can do any kind of like anomalies, like combat anomalies, maybe some like level 10s, the lowest tier combat anomaly, see if we can do that, and maybe even see if we can fit it out for a T0 abyssal, just to see if there's any possibility of it working out for us. And there's probably not going to be, and that's fine, but it doesn't hurt to kind of check everything, right? I mean, we know it works in belt ratting. We know it sort of works in level 1 missions. Well, we know it works pretty decently in level 1s, and we know it works somewhat okay in level 2s, give or take a little bit. So we're just exploring the different aspects of EVE at this point. But our first and foremost thing is going to be to see if we can actually get a fight with it, and who knows how that's going to turn out or what that's going to look like. So yeah, let's get going then. I'll go ahead and boop us over. Boop. We'll get started with some of the news, some of the goodies. I do have one or two other things to check real quick, so if you give me just a second, because once again I am Okay, that's working. I am, of course, it seems like I'm always running behind. Okay, so that's good. And oh yeah, I did not get a chance to fix my audio. Like, my audio is working, but like my ability to hear what's going on from OBS seems to still not be working, and I'm not entirely sure why. I will hopefully get that fixed tonight after stream. I apologize. So if anything happens, I'm gonna try really hard to keep an eye on my activity feed. For those of you that, you know, might do anything and give you proper reps and thanks and such as it happens. So I apologize if there's like a real delay in that, because I just can't hear the notifications, and that's gonna be so it's gonna be a little bit harder to keep a track of right now. Let's see, what I was gonna look at is not up. Okay, there we go. I have to keep that minimized. Okay, so yeah, let's get going. This was an article that was ran actually on the day that we went live last Thursday. So now originally when I was looking at this on my other side, the side that I use for all my own personal like gaming and stuff, on my PC, I saw this in my launcher and it didn't pop up when I went over to my Gamerverse side, as I call it. But nevertheless, here it is. So we'll go ahead and just run it this time. And this one is building the foundations for an evolved EVE experience. As part of setting EVE up forever, we remain committed to delivering continual improvements that make EVE the most beautiful and immersive sci-fi game. Some of those changes are now available in the Singularity test server, while others will be added over the next few weeks. Get lost in the sensory experience. Several visual and audio updates are available to experience on CC, including high-resolution nebulas, improvements to cloud visuals, and audio in certain areas of space. Engine sounds are also getting an update and rebalance. Thank you. in particular for other ships than your own. Additionally, an update to texture compression packing will enable you to experience every asset in the game, including these updated elements, with higher visual fidelity. Oh, I cannot talk today. With higher visual fidelity than ever before, and with minimal impact on client performance. And they've got some pretty cool before and after pics. I kind of wish they would have done like the same pic before and after, but either way, it looks really good. Not gonna lie. Laying the technical foundations. Furthermore, in preparation for enabling DirectX 12, we are planning mass test next week. DirectX 12 is key to modernizing EVE and laying the foundations for the third decade, and is a crucial part of the narrative journey that lies ahead in New Eden. A fresh new look for career agents. After their first introduction to New Eden, many capsuleers engage with career agents to help get their bearings. The first phase of the career agent update is still underway, but will introduce a visual overhaul of all dungeons and environments to make them more visually stimulating and modern. In addition, the Enforcer career agents will introduce guidance, highlights, and tooltips to aid new players, as well as a whole new and modern look for the agent conversation window. And this is kind of their idea of how it would look. I really liked this update, and I really like the idea of adding guidance, highlights, and tooltips as they're showing here for new players. Again, that's just kind of one of those quality of life things you can really help to accentuate and kind of highlight for new players. This is what you should be doing. This is where you should be going. This is how you should be doing it. In our tutorial basis, as kind of, and the career agents being like an advanced tutorial in a sense. So it's really good that they're kind of iterating on this a little bit more, because that's only going to help new returning players, you know, and that kind of thing. So I'm glad they're going through that, essentially that process, if you will. We are taking the Node Graph editor originally built for the Air NPE and co-opting this technology for missions and dungeons. That should be exciting. beginning with career agent missions. This will enable more interactive experiences and build up a library of actions and events, which will ultimately lead to faster development of new content and experiences. A bright future of scripted and flexible experiences awaits. Well, here's hoping that's how that works. Learnings from this first phase will inform the next steps in the modernization of EVE's agents. Great things sometimes come in small packages. On our path to modernize the EVE experience, the new Photon UI focuses on improving and modernizing the UI so that it is easy to grasp, even if it remains hard to master. Taking player feedback into account, you can now test out compact mode for select windows on Singularity. We excuse me. It's like verbal typos today, I swear. We prioritized those windows where information density is important, such as the overview, dscan, chat, and fleet windows, people and places, and more. And they've kind of, I know it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can just open the image, because this will be a little bit better. There we go. And honestly, when I was looking at this, I really did like the way they had compact mode set up with the new UI. I'm not sure that I like... I'm not sure why they would put those down there like that. I feel like that's... This kind of makes a little bit of sense right here, but... I mean, either way, it looks good. I like the compact mode. I like the style behind compact mode. I've always enjoyed compact mode. So just seeing that. Here, to enable compact mode, you click on more, adjacent to the close button in the upper right hand corner of the active window. From here, select compact mode option from the drop down menu that appears. And of course, you can enable Photon UI in the feature preview system on Singularity and provide your feedback. That was pretty much it. Still nothing on the BNN side as of yet, which is fine. I mean, there's been a lot on the spoopy side. We've done quite a bit, and we're still doing quite a bit. And with Yelga being kind of an integral part of that, that's probably part of the, kind of part of the delays in BNN. On the SOV map side of things, I looked at that. There wasn't really anything that changed from the second to now. Let's see here. I didn't check the faction warfare stuff, but I don't think it was updated either. No, it was not updated. So with that, then we'll go ahead and we will get into the next phase. We'll just jump right into the game and see what we can do. Kind of a short newsreel, so sorry about that, guys. There's just wasn't a lot on a Monday. This is kind of typical for us, right? Let's pop this over. Give me just a second, because I do have to make sure that I can see. Where is... There it is. Okay. This way, if something is going on, I can delay the ads. I have the ability to delay the ads, not indefinitely. I have them kind of set to where they're supposed to swing by like every hour. And that helps to disable the pre-rolls. So let's hope that that actually does what I'm hoping it will do. I went ahead and got target painting, weapon disruption, electronic warfare, all the E-War, various E-War things trained, so we can kind of enjoy that for the Imperator, because we're gonna need that if we're looking for fight, right? That's kind of the thing behind that. Let's see here. Got to stop that. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of one of those things. Like I said last time when we left off, there was only so much that you know, that we could really do PvE wise. PvP wise, however, that's going to involve a bit more finesse. And as you can see, we're still in Sobaseki. We will actually head to Jeddah first. Oh, okay. And we're not far away at all. So that's where we left off at. Oh, that was a hard stutter. Oh, and I still have to repair it. Misa, I don't know if you're watching or able to respond. I'm using Cuddles to fight. So this wonderful ship named Cuddles is gonna fight in PvP. It should be a little bit of fun. I do have a skill getting ready to complete. Okay, Electronic Warfare 4. It's about an hour and a half, a little bit over an hour and a half from now. Okay. Cool. Go Cuddles. For those of you that are wondering, because I know you've probably seen it, my shared location folder, my personal one that I use, which was actually tied to kind of a little wormhole endeavor I did years ago. I called it O Valley of Plenty, because the idea was, you know, hop into a wormhole, make a bunch of ISK, you know, be happy, get the wallet fat, you know, O Valley of Plenty, right? So that was just kind of the meme that I had for myself. And then it ended up just being me. So whatever. But it is what it is. And of course now I'm with the Wormhole Corp. I'm with Spoopy. So
docking permission requested.
I'm in their O Valley of Plenty. It's good times. All right. So as kind of a bit of a refresher, get this cat hair off my monitor. Space cats. They get fur everywhere, I swear. As kind of a bit of a refresher, each Corvette, each race's Corvette has specific settings, you know, specific buffs, advantages over others in general. They also do not have the ability to put in rigs. They don't have any calibration. Some have drones, as we have seen here. Some do not. So now we've got a pretty decent build here for PvE. But in all honesty, this is probably not going to work out well for PvP. I guess it could, but it's not going to live fast enough, or it's not going to live long enough for us to care about the small armor rep. So we'll go ahead and pop that off. In that case, we don't really need the cap recharger. There's not really much of a point to it. And in all honesty, I'm probably going to take off the Weber. Actually, I should have. Well, that's all right. I'll take it out of simulation. Now that I can do things like E-War to the tune of what this thing can actually handle, you know, I'll look into using a weapon disruptor this time in order to hopefully destabilize my enemy if and when I find them. Now, as an aside, something else that I want to point out, and I probably should have pointed this out, it's pretty easy to understand what like a bonus to small energy turret damage is, or a bonus to the effectiveness of the weapon disruptor. Activation cost is a little bit different. It's something that's in my opinion isn't isn't very well understood. Okay, fine, do that. We'll just do it like that. If you look at, we'll take the small energy turret in this case. If you look at the attributes, oh, that's gunnery. Okay, so we need to actually pick a turret. That's the charge. There we go. Okay, look at the attributes of the small focused anode pulse particle stream in this case. Its activation cost is 2.42 gigajoules, meaning that our capacitor has to have 2.42 gigajoules of power in order for us to actually use it or activate it and use it for the first time before, you know, to start its cycle. So that's essentially what activation cost is in a nutshell. And, you know, as you can see, we have lots of gigajoules of space of capacity. So that's not really a problem, but that's as an aside, because it's something I didn't really explain last time when I was kind of going over what the bonuses and benefits were. And it's one of those things where if you're used to playing other games, you're like, activation cost, what? Well, it takes out of your capacitor immediately so we can actually activate the module and start its cycle, because it takes so long before it loops back around and can actually do its thing again. So there you go. Activation cost in a nutshell. And a lot of things are going to have that. You'll have that usually for your active modules, I believe. I believe it's only for the active modules because, you know, that's how your cycles go. You know, or that's how your active cycles go, because activate the module to cause a cycle, that kind of thing. So from here, you know, we want to think about what do we want for E-War. We want to make sure that we're utilizing this thing's abilities, in this case, weapon disruptor. So let's do a tracking disruptor. Let's do let's do the DDO scoped. Let's do that. And then we also want to do I want to do a warp disruptor. Is it the warp? Is it the scram or the disruptor? Which one does? I think it's the disruptor, because the disruptor targets farther, doesn't it? Okay, then it's the scram. It's the scram that I want to do. And we'll do an initiated compact. Because we don't really need a lot of range anyways. Range isn't really... We want to stay within range. So that's kind of the big thing there. The next thing we want to do is try to kind of find a way to fill this explosive hole. So we probably... do a couple different things here. We could try a hardener and do a reactive hardener. And I mean, it likely won't do what we want it to do. I don't think it'll even last long enough to matter in this case. But it could easily help if we've got people firing explosive rounds, for instance. But it takes a couple of hits for it to fully go through, so we would actually have to be able to survive that long. So that's probably not a good idea. Instead, we might just look at doing a straight up explosive armor hardener. I like that idea. Another idea would be just to add a plate. We could just add straight power to it. I don't think I could do... Can I do steel plates too? Guess I could. So the only issue with that is that, I mean, it depends, I guess, on what you're planning on doing. So that actually might be okay if we're going up against, and even still, no, that's too much. Okay. What about 200? That's still a little bit too much too. But the rolled tungsten could work. I think we actually have ourselves a winner here on this rolled tungsten. Yeah, we aren't going to have much in the way of resistances. But at 2300 EHP, I mean, that's some frigates. So, you know, they're people are going to have questions. People will definitely have questions. And that's okay. Questions are good.
Please be careful of the debris as you are approaching, and remember to turn your shield and armor hardeners on before exiting the station.
Let's see here. So, give me just a second. Okay. Control for armor resist damage control mainly contributes to all costs. Yeah, and I thought about that. So I could always do
Today's forecast.
so I did consider that. I considered that last time, and you're right, Piccolo. Also, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. It does say your first time. But you are right. So let's do... We will do multi-spec resistance. I could do a tech 2. Get a little bit more. I'm still running into the problem where it's just not got a lot of... So I might just do an explosive. I just don't feel good about that. Let's see what the multi-spec energized does. That's a little bit better. I think I might go ahead and do that. And it's still stable, so like, I mean, that actually should be fine. Let's go ahead and get those. It's 3.2 million, so we're like burning 3.2 million ISK to go fight in a Corvette. Well, technically we're gonna be less than that because I've got pretty much everything else. So let's get this stuff. Okay. 25,000 ISK for an Imperial? Really? Oh, I forgot about all that stuff. I need to take that out of there. That's right. Last time we played, we got like all this crazy cool loot. Let me actually sell that real quick. That'll pay for the cost of... All right, so that's a little bit better. 1.2 million ISK is how much we're going to be burning on this. Hey, Kilowatt. How's it going? All right. Let me sell these items real quick and see what I can get for them. That's not bad. Yeah, 1.6 and we're going to burn 1.2. So yeah, we're already in the green. Look at that. Look at us go. Let's sell these. Keep that. Keep that. Oh, perfect. I needed a rolled tungsten. And I just don't have. Sell these. Yeah, that'll. Let's just get these things sold. And another mill. Okay. Decent. All things considered. Yeah, I'll take that. That's absolutely well below their average. Yeah, I'm not surprised. All right. Hey, that's not bad at all. So we got like 2.5 mil, 2.6 mil, and we're technically burning, you know, 1.3, but that's not entirely true. See, we've already got the rolled tungsten, right? I think, yeah, we found that up there. So we don't need that. We don't need this, this, or this. So these are the only things we need. So yeah, we didn't even burn a full mill. That's awesome. Yes, let's get it. All right, so let's exit sim. Unfit the module. Okay, let's grab that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so range or speed disruption. Okay, I'll just buy one of each. I'll probably want to do speed more than range, honestly, but I'm gonna get them both. Because I kind of want them to like not be able to shoot me. I think tracking speed would probably be better. I'll load up tracking speed first, and I'll keep range just in case. I mean, not that it's gonna... Well, I guess it depends. See what happens. But I think that's everything. All right, so now we need to just pick kind of where we're gonna go. We got about 25 minutes before I have to either hit or delay that add button. And we want to go somewhere where there's faction warfare. That's probably gonna be the best place to find content. So I'm pretty sure this area right here on a Black Rise. We've got Lone Trek's area. I think as long as I don't find anybody that flies under the a banner of Brave, I'll be okay. I won't get yelled at. Let's see. There's Caldari. There's Galente. Okay, so let's head to Caldari State. And let's actually just go through. There we go. That's a good idea. Let's go to Rakapass. Let's start there. I like that. I think that would be great. All right. Let's do sex status. Back here. All right. Now let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves in. I also don't remember where I set my home station, so I probably should check that too. I set some mail. Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense. Actually, it's a good place to be.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Let's go cause some trouble. Got about 7 jumps. Oh, and I still didn't heal. That's all right. I'll like park myself in front of someone's citadel and just let the local reps there heal me up. Excuse me.
Warp drive active.
These people seem familiar. Oh. A ticker, that corp ticker seemed familiar to me, but I guess not. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Excuse me. Been quite a day. Okay, got one more jump, and then I will be. There's a Fortizar that's got docking.
Warp drive active.
Go here. We'll just kind of sit on the undock for a minute. And while I'm doing this, we'll just kind of recap a little bit. Next thing I'll probably want to go into with you guys, and obviously this won't necessarily be this stream, but we're gonna want to look into something a bit more, I guess you could say, off the beaten trail. I might actually start with the Inquisitor, just to see what it's capable of. Now, granted, this is more of a rep ship, so probably not that one, but maybe the Executioner. Executioners could actually be a lot of fun. Before we get into more, and I'll just kind of keep going down as far as I can, at least with the Amar side, and then double back to something else. So, Punisher, yes, definitely the Punisher. I could actually, as far as frigates go, I could actually start with the Punisher, because the Punisher's a lot of fun. Like, there's just so much content with the Punisher in general. I really... Do they not... Yeah. That's strange. I kind of thought it would... guess I'll just have to go in here and do that. But yes, Piccolo, I love me a Punisher. Probably do. I probably will do the Punisher next. Like there is a lot that we can do. Let's repair it. Oh, it doesn't have a quantum core. Oh, it didn't say that before. All right, well, that's all right. There's plenty of others.
Warp drive.
Long range setup, yeah. I might try that then. Executioners are like the baby maledictions anyways, so they could technically fulfill both roles, which is even better. They could do the Executioner can actually do, I think, both the Crusader and the Malediction, right? It's basically the ship hull design for both. Here we go. That was, oh, okay. Well, hey, I guess if it's gonna yell at me, that was strange. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's go through Tom and see what we can not hopefully get blown up from. It probably is helpful to do the Eve Pulse at this moment, even though it's a bit late. 15.7k accounts logged in. Capsuleers logged in. Whether or not they are all human, only Bob knows. That's right, folks. And you too could get into the deep mysteries of Bob just by joining Spoopy. Spoopy newbies. Yeah, I might start with one of the combat ships, like the Punisher or the Executioner, in that regard, just to see. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Let's go. All right, so we now have to figure out what kind of outpost we want to go to. If I had to guess, probably gonna want to hit one of the novice outposts and see if we can find something there. Especially if there's like there's Loki right there. They just passed through. Okay. There's open, medium, small. I don't think we want to do small. Yeah, because it fits frigates and destroyers. So we probably want to keep going.
Warp drive active.
See if we can find someone that's poking around. Tusker's Dray Meal. Medium. Here's a novice facility. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Likely configured to admit only Tech 1 frigates. So I guess our first step is going to be to see if we can even go into a novice. And survey says safeties are currently engaged. Okay. Let's disable our safety. Okay. Does not handle, it's not configured to handle me. If that's the case, then we might go ahead and head out to non-faction airspace. I think Molten Heath is. Yeah. I think we can go to Molten Heath and just kind of poke around there and see what happens a little bit. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit better. Actually. Yeah, let's try to go to Molten Heath.
Warp drive active.
We'll just head in that direction. Let's do prefer shorter and see if perhaps maybe we can catch a fight in Raincer. Yeah, that's a good one. There it goes.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Okay. We got a few more jumps, and then we'll be entering back into low sec for a few jumps. So. Okay. So I can snooze for a total of 15 minutes with the ads. That's interesting. Probably won't click that again for a while. Now is actually probably a good time to do a quick ad break. It's going to take me more than 30 seconds to actually get to where we need to go. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. And I hope it doesn't disturb anybody too much. And I'll see you guys here in a couple of jumps. There we go. All right, looks like it's back. Hopefully that worked out. I guess I'll find out. It does say that the pre-roll ads are off for another 9.5 minutes, so that's at least good. I definitely like that. We still got about 4 jumps, so excuse me. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Sith Emperor. What a name for a character. I like it. Like it a lot.
Warp drive active.
Certainly some long jumps.
Drive active.
Oops, yeah. I mean, if this doesn't work out, that's fine. We've got a few other PvE type things. We're gonna go ahead and kind of get out of the way here. And if we get it out of the way here, this time, then next session, I'll start with another ship. I'll start with one of the frigates. I do think either the Punisher or Executioner is up for grabs. I think that's probably one of the ones we'll go for. All of the ships have combat capabilities. All of them have potential in some ways, give or take a little bit. The only one that really doesn't have potential is going to be your just your straight up logi ships, and that's just because you can fit things to them, but they're not bonused for it, so you're really not going to get like even the Corvette at least is kind of bonused for it, so there's at least that. I feel like my little Pikachu over here is disagreeing with me. Okay, so Brinkler, it's a slasher. The only real issue is that, like, we don't really have targets out here per se.
Drive active.
I even wonder if the game is still alive. Hey, Velasconda. First of all, yeah, no bother at all. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. And Eve is still alive. It's a slow period tonight. And really, I mean, Eve is just kind of all about what you want to do, where you want to go, you know, how you want to live your Eve sandbox life, right? Like that's kind of the whole point of it. You know, just playing, having fun. I would totally recommend being social in it. There's plenty of groups out there. It's like you wouldn't know it in some areas that you go to, like low sec, for instance, is can be kind of dead sometimes. And even just large swaths of nullsec that are just devoid of anything and everything. Oh boy, there's an ibis. But like, yeah, it's really still alive and thriving. You can get upwards of like 20,000. Oh, it's a sandship incursion. Okay. That's what's going on here. Uh-oh. Never seen anything about the game. Just popped up and thought of trying it. Yeah. It's free to give it a shot. I actually have a link. If you haven't created an account yet, I have a recruitment link that you can use, and it will kind of give you a bit of a boost. It'll give you 1,000,000 of the 5,000,000 that you can train immediately as an alpha, so you can put that into skills kind of however and wherever you want to go. You know, there's so like it can really kind of help you just kind of get to where, you know, get to some of that fun faster. It's different kind of game, and just how you control the game, how you know, because like you don't actually like control your ship with a joystick, right? You use a mouse and keyboard and things like that. All right, I think it's here. I'll pop it in there for you. There we go. So yeah, you can click on that link, and that'll get you access to my recruiter friend link. Wow, it missed me. That's crazy. That's so funny. So, yeah, I mean, it'll walk, like the game walks you through a tutorial, get you used to how to like pilot your ship and run around in the space and warp and things like that. And then you have the career agents, which actually show you the different aspects of the game itself and how to essentially do all the things. So, oh cool, we're passing through heck. Yeah, definitely give it a try. Alphas are limited to slower training speed. There's certain skills they can't train. So, but even still, they can train a max of 5,000,000 SP. And they can actually utilize a max of like 20.5 million. And that's actually what I kind of go over in the stream here, is that sub 20 million, the alpha Nubro type setup. That's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm in a Corvette, which you can get for free. Anybody can fly it, and I'm actually just looking for a fight. I'm looking to lose the ship. Just because it's fun. But something like this even could do, you know, once you get the skills for it, which doesn't take very long, can get you the ability to do some PvE encounters and get some money and things like that. If you are planning on sticking around for the long term, I would totally recommend doing something like joining a corporation or an alliance, depending upon your playstyle or what you find interesting and fun. You know, that's kind of a really open-ended, you know, where to go question. So it's just kind of where, you know, whatever you want to do. That's how the game works. But if you're going through it and you have any questions, definitely you know, feel free to hit me up. I'll be here. I'll at least be here for another couple hours, for sure. And you can always find me in game as Rick Rikerson. I don't check my Eve mail a whole lot, so you might try my or my Eve mail, I should say, a whole lot. So you actually might try my main. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. I'm starting to get back into Eve more on my off time, so I can get some more ISK built up, so I can do some more stuff here. I'm going to be going through kind of all the ships in the ship tree and poking around through everything and just kind of figuring out what, you know, essentially what we can do with everything. Because I've never actually personally done that. I've never actually tried every single ship in the game, like subcap. So this is kind of a nice little experiment on both sides. And thank you for the follow. Thank you so much.
Web drive active.
3 jumps away. Let's see what we can find.
Drive active.
I may just see. Oh, that's way over there. Okay. That's way off in the other direction as well. Let's do that.
Web drive active.
Let's see what we can find. $53 for that one. Okay. This is a long warp.
Web drive active.
Go head through. Kind of disappointed I can't take this into faction warfare stuff.
Warp drive active.
Let me see if I can drum some.
Warp drive active.
Nothing here. Nothing here either. First order zone, so I'm not sure why it's taking there. Let's go that route and see. See if that works out.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Okay. Yeah, because this is not... Okay, let's go back in the direction of the forge area. Yeah, let's go there.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Well,
Warp drive active.
mm. Might not get one. Okay. Well, they were pretty active beforehand. Looks like they're not so active now. That is okay.
Warp drive active.
We can, at least for the time being, move into trying to do the anomalies. If that's going to be the case, I need to pull up a little bit more information. Get the combat sites. Okay, because we're going to be looking for combat anomalies, not cosmic signatures.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Pull this. So we would be looking for a hideaway. Okay, so yeah, not a level 10, level 1. Tier 1, level 1. That'd be where I would start.
Warp drive active.
Okay, good news. We will have our fight. Okay. We have to make it to Jeddah. There we go. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Okay. That called Belair. Alright.
Warp drive active.
Okay. We have our fight. And now we just have to make it. And that's about 10 jumps for us. That's not what I need. Start combo. There we go. 7-0.
Warp drive active.
All right. Very own Yelgub Exila has answered the call. We will fight them. We need to ask them if they're okay with being with a fight to the death. Oh, are you watching? Okay, good deal. All right. So yeah, Yaga's watching. They're okay with a fight to the death. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a fight to the death in low sec. We'll see how this works out.
Warp drive active.
Fight! Fight night coming up. All right. Oh, excuse me. Don't know how I passed through these low secs earlier. I don't know how busy they are, Yelga. So I don't know if you just want to wait at the high sec right next to it, or defenseless Sino Ventures. Oh no, those poor Sino Ventures.
Active.
Those poor defenseless Sino Ventures. And remember, every week I'm going to be trying to get into an encounter, some kind of a PvP encounter on stream with whatever brand new ship we're reviewing. So be there for it. It's going to happen. Maybe not like every week. It just depends on how close we get to it. That's kind of the goal, though, is like review the ship, do the PvE stuff, do the PvP stuff, next ship, right? That's kind of the format that I'm going for. So okay. And Magico's got a really long warp. I think Eyster's in the same boat. We'll see. And this may be something where Yelga may be my fight buddy for like every single frigate that I review. But I guess we'll see. Oh, sweet. I got the other day when I was doing my own stuff, I got like 30 mil from the conduits. Like I did one of the relic cannons, and I think I got the conduits, the blue ones. And they were like 25, 30 mil. It was pretty sweet. Oh, good. No HR issues. I like that. But still, Piccolo, 50 mil from one relic can is amazing. Like, I love it when I hit cans like that. Absolutely love it. I gotta ask, what was it? What did you get that gave you 50 mil? And I know you guys in stream can't see my chat. I'm talking with Yelga in private, behind the fourth wall of my camera. But Yelga's reassured me that they're not planning on joining Brave with that tune in the next 20 seconds to cause any diplomatic issues. So not that I think it would necessarily matter, but I guess Professor Push could get mad at us if we did that. If I fought somebody that was in Brave, so. Enhanced word logic circuits. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those can sell quite a bit. Let me see. I am officially 3 jumps now. Maybe. There we go. Oh, that's right. This is an Ascension incursion. I forgot about that.
Drive active.
Hopefully Relair isn't. But what is it? What would it be? Trade goods? Industrial goods. Nope, not industrial goods. Manufacture and research. Components. No. Material. Not the raw materials. Salvage materials. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, there's the enhanced ward consoles.
Drive active.
This was it. Power conduits. That's what I grabbed a whole bunch of. Took me a bit. I figured it out. Yeah, those, all right. I should be 1 jump away. Yep. 1 jump away. All right. All right, we're gonna do this at 0 at the sun. All right. Yes. All right, let's do it. You find the sun. Warp into 0. Good luck. All right, here we go. 0 at the sun. Sorry for everybody's burning eyes. Here's hoping Cuddles gives us a good show. All right. Let's do it. Ugh. I'm feeling the pain. Come on, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Oh no. Actually, it's holding up pretty well. I was really surprised about that. Oh, there's the drones. Okay. There are the drones. You should have used the drones. Do it. There we go. All right. Good fight. That was a lot of fun. Hey, it's disaster cuz. Thank you for the subscription. Yep, rip Cuddles. That was a good fight though. Honestly, it gives us a good shot at exactly how the Corvette is viewed like in a PvP situation against a frigate. It did okay. Let's see here. I can't target him anymore, but I think I got him down to like half armor, so it wasn't too bad, and that was just using everything you know, with all my capabilities. 5% armor. Was it really 5%? Thought it was more like 40 or 50% armor. So yeah, Yalga told me it was 5% armor, which is really good for how we fit this thing out. Just to give you guys a recap on this thing had a couple of small focused anode pulse particle streams, some cheapo multi-frequency S's, tracking disruptor with the tracking speed disruption script to try to mitigate some of the damage out, the warp scram to keep our prey in place, and then of course for our tank we had the 200mm rolled tungsten and default Corvettes. Absolutely. I am down for some default Corvette action. And of course the cargo bay had some radio and some more multi-frequency and the range disruption. If I had used the range disruption, that might have helped me, but with as close as I had to be, it probably wouldn't have mattered too much. Quite honestly, I mean, this all in all, with how well this did, yeah, I need to reship too. With how well this did, I'm actually pretty happy with how the Corvette turned out. Now Yelga is Yelga's also in an Amar tune. Oh hey,
Docking permission
was that what is that?
Docking request.
Fair to me. Oh, thanks for the donation, Yelga. You didn't have to. I appreciate it. I should be donating to you. You're the one that helped me out with this. But yeah, so we're looking at Imperior versus Imperior here. All default stuff. This kind of gives you an idea of their skills versus mine. Now keep in mind, Yelga is dealing with a tune that they are using as a radar, so they're going to have more capability with weapons, not as much capability with, say, well, they'll likely have things like, you know, afterburning skills, maybe some drone skills, things like that. Various things like that. Go back to the sun. Yep, at the sun. So here we are, default civilian Gatling pulse cannons. If I was any sort of a smart person, I would have gotten 2 Corvettes and gotten 2 civilian pulse cannons. But I'm just so excited to get back into the fray, just fight with these Corvettes, you know, why not? And as you can see, we're not going to have a lot of range still, because we're dealing with civilian equipment here, and that's okay. All right, I'm ready whenever you are. Let them know. And we'll get that orbit going. So as you can see, between, you know, we're pretty much head to head. We're pretty much neck and neck overall. The biggest differences and the biggest changes is Yelga has probably also upped their ability to do, like, if there's anything in gunnery, if there's anything in shields that they've trained, armor as well. Those are all going to help them out in a battle like this, because those skills apply directly to your ship, as can kind of be seen here in the attributes. You can always see some kind of little bit of changes, like an inertia modifier, armor hit points, for instance, for me, overall, you know, attribute values modifications. Oh, it's a trading tune. Oh, okay. Oh. And now I'm starting to miss him. That's because I'm too far out. I'm not paying attention. He's running away from me. But yeah, so you get the idea. The shield recharge time, all these things are kind of affected in the same way. You know, some of it's a little bit of its luck, of course, a little bit of its fighting power, you know, things like that. You know, skill, capability, how do you mitigate the damage, you know, that kind of stuff. Are we too far away? Do I get a few more hits in? That kind of stuff. So, you know, there's all sorts of various things that kind of go into something like this. Like I said, we could easily upped our chances by, like, doing, say, like, we could get like a civilian shield recharger or armor repper. Of course, none of that's like default clicking the button and going, but you know, if you wanted to be sneaky, you could be sneaky, right? So don't be sneaky. Be a fair player. We're pretty much, honestly, as far as our damage goes, though, we're pretty much neck and neck. Like, for what I'm hitting, he's hitting me for about roughly the same. There, he just got a wrecking shot for 11. I'm getting a lot of 3s and 4s. You know, and this is really where it turns into, you know, you want to try to stay within your optimal. Your fall off is okay, but once you hit beyond a certain point, like at the fall off, you tend to just not do as much damage, if any at all. So I could stay on this very edge of fall off and I would do some damage, but it would not be nearly as good as, say, jumping in there and hitting at 3 kilometers, yeah, 3.9, and actually hitting, like aiming for those wrecking shots. And some of that too is dependent upon speed and inertia. So like if I were to knock speed down, maybe not stopping, but like going really slow. And if I pull this out, you can kind of see too, transversal's really high, angular velocity, all that kind of stuff makes a difference. If I kind of angle this so our transversal is, if I can, like really low, you can really hit hard, and you might not be able to see it because the sun's right there, but yeah, like you can actually see those hits happening. So, you know, it's like, you know, and the interesting thing about Eve is like when you miss, it actually shows you missing in space, which is really cool. So it has cool little effects like that too. You know, and as you can see, like my armor is now completely gone. Yelga's structure is now at 26%. So that's, honestly, it's really surprising for how we're doing. And I'm now getting the armor warnings. So, you know, it's a little bit back and forth in some of it, and it was there for a bit. I was really kind of surprised. How much longer do we have? Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess I won. Good fight, Yelga. Thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate the fight. And if I could tow you home, I certainly would. I could bump you. I guess I could bump. Can't I? Yeah, I can bump, sort of. Can we actually bump? I'm not actually sure. Oh, nice. Almost burned out my prop mod. Oh, you were using thermo. Okay. I actually don't have that trained on this tune. I don't have thermodynamics trained at all. And it's one of the things I need to do. Where is that? It's in engineering, right? Yeah, I don't have the skill yet. I need to get it. I might actually end up buying it now. All right. Oh, sign of Witcher to kill. Really? Oh yeah, look at that. I wonder where they're at. I mean, I don't have my really good Imperior. Too many station guns. Yeah. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. Is too many station guns. Yeah. From here, let's head back to Jeddah. We have accomplished the goal. We have gotten ourselves a fight. And we have seen, realistically, this was actually a good test to show the power of the modules on your ship, because like a standard Corvette, aside from like how the skills affect the Corvette directly, you really kind of get a deep level understanding of how your modules affect your ship in that regard too, even just something like the Corvette. So it's honestly, it's really kind of surprising just how those, you know, how all that stuff kind of works together. Huge round of applause to Yelga for the help. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate the fight. I'll probably be calling on you again if you're around, if you're online. Because that was honestly, that was actually the best case that I could hope for, if we weren't going into faction. All right, will do. I will ping you whenever, you know, just whenever. And if you're on, we'll do a thing. Manual piloting and range control is also something you can learn this way. Yes. And that's a big thing too. Like, manual piloting is one of the harder things to get down. You can learn it in various ways. The fact that they added abyssals helps, but only after like you get to like T2, I think, is when it really kind of accounts for something. You've got excuse me, but like there and range control is probably easier to handle, just from a ratting perspective. Like, if you're doing PvE content, it's pretty easy to get that down, as long as you're not using drones, which, you know, it's drones. I mean, what else, right? Manual piloting using Q clicking. Oh, okay. Yep, because you can do approach. I keep forgetting that Q clicking is actually an option. And it's something I really need to get in the hang of using. So thank you for that tip, Yelga. Because I definitely need to remember to Q click a lot more. From here, oh look, our electronic warfare is now at level 4. Yay. From here, we're gonna go ahead and outfit this to try to do. Actually, let me see. Okay, we've got about 8 minutes. Let's see here. We're gonna try to find like a hideaway and see if we can get this thing to actually do a hideaway. And if we can do a hideaway successfully, maybe we can do like a hidden hideaway or a forsaken hideaway or a forlorn hideaway, something like that. And we'll just kind of keep going down that list. We've got about another hour, honestly, to kind of poke around and see what we can find. And then from there, we'll try we'll try the abyssal. We'll try a T0 of something that makes sense for a Mar. So probably electrical, because that just kind of makes the most sense. See what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this private chat. Wait. It's one less thing to. Okay. Oh yeah, guess it's worth it to show, you know, that we got that shiny kill mail. So they took 766 points of total damage, which is, you know, I mean, that's 100% of the damage, right? And if we compare that to what we've done here, I took a total damage of 1301, because of everything that I kitted out. So, you know, that's almost double the amount of hit points for me for doing what we did, to kind of trick out the Imperior. All in all, I mean, I would say that just that kind of comparison showing that it's really good. Like, it just shows you the capability that, you know, your ship has, your skills have, that kind of stuff. So. All really good stuff. Let's see here. Just catching up on chat, on Slack chat. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so I've got, let's just see. Oh, first of all, let me repair this. If anybody wants to, we can name this. If anyone's got the channel points, feel free to use it and give me a name. If not, I'm gonna go with something like, I don't know. I'll think of something. But
Please be careful of the debris as you are undocking, and remember to turn before exiting the station.
so if we're gonna do the fitting for this, we probably should kind of go back to what we had before, because this actually worked out pretty well. So we'll do that. The small armor rep. Do compact. Take these off. Do I have? I've got some. No, those are glazed. I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I do have Tech 2 capability. Let's go ahead and slap a. I'll just slap a Fed Navy Hob in there. That's fine. Since I've got it. What did I do? The anode pulse particle streams? Yeah, we'll grab 2 of those. I think that actually worked out okay last time. Here we go. And then
Please be careful of the debris as you are undocking, and remember to turn your
what did I have? This was DDO scoped. Oh yeah, I had the Weber in there. But I didn't really need it. It actually would probably be better if I just went ahead and put the civilian afterburner back in there. Just because of how that works out. Oh, let's get the multi-frequency.
When doubling your ISK, remember every ISK counts.
Okay. Impero, no. I will do that. We are hitting pretty close to an ad break, so before we actually get into the thing, I'm going to go ahead and run this last 30-second ad, which should be the last one of the night. Again, I apologize ahead of time. It's just, I mean, at least this way things aren't interrupted, and hopefully pre-rolls are done and over with. Anyways, I'll get it run, and I will name that ship Yelga. Thank you for the name. Go. Night, Piccolo. Okay.
Pilots, please be careful of the debris as you are undocking, and remember to turn your shield and alarm markers on before exiting the station.
Okay, there we go. All right. Well, looks like the ad went through. Again, sorry in advance about the ads. It will hopefully get better. Okay, so we've got it all fitted out. I think this will probably be okay. We're gonna go ahead and bounce around a bit, and we've got our ship named.
Pilots are reminded not to engage in unlicensed
Let's do agency. Exploration, combat anomalies. Okay, so we're looking at greased stuff. Right now it's greased as burrow. That's the first thing we found. Burrow. Drone assembly. That's a level 3. Well, there's three combat anomalies here, so let's go ahead and actually set destination. And let's undock. We'll see what we can find that way. So many people in Jeddah. Just to give you guys an idea, there's like 963 accounts right now logged into Jeddah alone. And that number keeps fluctuating, but it's like in the 960s. Like, it's high. Crazy high. Oh, and for any of you that are curious, because we did technically do some capsuleer engagement in low sec. There we go. That did, in fact, not do anything to our security status. We had we obviously have a combat log showing, you know, that we lost and oh, now it's not going to show me. Okay, it won't let me click over. But it doesn't show that we lost any security status because we engaged in combat based on an agreed upon duel. So if you're wanting to do the duel, yeah, if you're wanting to go that route to not hurt your, you know, your security status, assuming you care about your security status, just do a duel. All things are good. We got refuge. Okay, so these are all refuges. Let's keep looking. Oh, we're not far away from that gate at all. I'm wondering if I have to go to a slightly higher security status. Find what we need. this doesn't work, I will go. I'll go there. There's 13 anomalies in that system. We're bound to run into something. It's strange to have that many anomalies in a system like that, but, you know, guess we'll see.
Warp drive active.
All right, let's see what we got. Good news, we have a Garistas hideaway. So
Warp drive.
we are now going to be able to try this. Let me just posture here, because wow. Okay, it looks like we won't be impeding upon anybody. So let's go ahead and get this underway. Okay, so there's one frigate to start off with. Go ahead, set these up. Should keep that there. Our position has been compromised. Yes, it has been. Okay, and this guy doesn't give us a whole lot of bounty, so which works out very well for us because that's not why we're here. Although the money's going to be a nice bonus. Keep that orbit tight. And let's start firing. Whoa! That took him straight out. Okay. Let's go ahead and slow it down. All right. And now we're on some invaders, and we might have a rare spawn in this one. There is a possibility. Ooh, they hit hard. Okay. So that was pretty good. We didn't get we didn't really get like any kind of a rare spawn with this one, though. That's okay. We did, however, get some thorium charges if we wanted to pick those up. We obviously don't. We don't care. It handled the hideaway very, very well. We got a refuge here. We could try that. It's a level 3, or it's a tier 3. I would say the tier 1 stuff's probably all going to work out pretty well. The next one up I would want to try is a Garrus's Burrow, but since we don't have that, we have a refuge here. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. See how that looks. And again, there were only a few baddies to fight. 3 and 5k. Okay, so there's a light missile battery, there's a tower sentry gun. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's actually orbit this. Oh, wow, that was a huge hit. Right off the bat. All right, so we're probably going to want to take out those guns first. And the guns may be our biggest problem. They are clearly doing a lot of damage. Now, nothing we obviously can't tank right now. Like this, I mean, the Burrow here, this is 30,000 ISK. These guys are still kind of weakish in the ISK department. All right, so let's take out that missile battery, which is probably the one thing we should have taken out first. To be honest with you. Oh, pretty explosions. Super bright too, being in this bright smoky patch. Okay, kind of running into the same thing. Like I'm hitting him pretty hard, but he's not really going down because no. But again, they're still not able to break our tank, so that's good. So there we go. That takes care of those. We do have a few more running through. Okay, some light missiles. And poof, gone. Okay. Let's see if he sticks around. Nope, he did not. Okay. Let's get over to this guy pretty quick. Let's get close to this guy here. Orbit 1,000. So we're doing okay. They're still not able to break our tank. That's another 12k in our pocket. That was... Okay, we've got a couple more. Wow, we got quite a few more runs here. There we go. That'll get us a little bit closer, a little bit quicker. There we go. That was a good hit. Okay. We'll go toward... Okay, this may be where we lose it. We've got quite a few destroyers. Yeah, this would be about where it can't stand it. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. We can't handle a refuge. We could probably handle, and actually with as horribly bad as that went, I would say that a burrow is probably a little bit beyond it. We might be able to handle like a Forsaken hideaway or something like that on the tier level. I mean, that was still good. This certainly did not last once we hit a bigger wave. So we just kind of saw that just get melted at that point. Again, took quite a bit of damage before we went down. You know, there really isn't any way to avoid that specific thing. There's just only so much we can do. And of course I forgot that I had a drone in there, so I didn't utilize it like I should have. That's okay.
Warp drive active.
So yeah. And of course the Vexor pilot's going to come back and see if they can kind of take over. So we'll let them. From here. So the real question at this point is, you know, do you think we could do Jitta? Or Jitta. Do you think we could do an Abyssal? Because that's really the kind of the last frontier of PvE, right? If you don't want to try like wormhole space or like a C1 or something like that. So the bad news is, no, I don't think it could do a T0. I mean, Punishers hold up okay in T0 electricals only because of its specific fit. And I think that a Corvette is just not going to have the power to do it. It's not really much of a point in trying that. That being said, it's not really a... it's not really something that, like, I wouldn't, like, go to no matter what. They're just we've hit the limits of what at least the Amar Corvette can do. And I mean, we've found some pretty good stuff. Belt ratting and high sec. You know, we found a little bit of PvP action. Obviously, kind of got stomped on by a Tristan, which is fine. By the way, it was a lot of fun. And I expected to lose it on its first PvP encounter, so honestly, I'm not sad about it at all. That being said, like other things, like if you're wanting to do, say, a hideaway, just so you can, you know, get something, get somewhere, get a little bit of ISK, it's not going to be a lot at all. There's like no real reason to stay at that level for any longer than, oh, hey, I just want to do this because I'm really bored. Because you can just get a frigate so easily. You can build frigates so easily. You can buy frigates so easily. Technically speaking, you can actually get more ISK by doing Project Discovery than you could probably by doing anything else. And on that note, We've got a little bit of time left. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a bit about what Project Discovery is all about. So every so often, there's a lot of ships on that. Oh, that's a fleet. Oh, it's Frat. Frat's moving through into Jeddah. Oh boy, or at least into New Caldari. Can only imagine where these guys are going. But that's a full fleet comp. There's some Damnations, Explorers, Rodovas, Zealots, Serbs. Oh, those are Griffins actually too. Yep, those are brave Cerberuses. I'd be very interested to see where they're going. Frat Nestor. Did we get a ping about that? I don't think I saw anything like that. Oh yeah, I guess we did. Shattered's Shattered's taking people out. Don't know, dude, but I guarantee you probably don't want to follow. Someone in chat asked, you know, where's everyone going? Probably best not to ask. If I had to guess, they're probably all heading over to...
Warp drive active.
Yeah. I don't know. It must have been some kind of joint op. It's like here, but I mean, here's Pure Blind. And Frat's stationed. I want to say Frat's up here in Tribute. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Like, yeah, no, I guess not. All right.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, like I was saying, before I got sidetracked by that huge fleet, you know, if you really need ISK that badly, I would take some time and do Project Discovery. When we dock in Jeddah, I'll kind of give you guys a quick rundown of what that looks like, so that way you can kind of make some... I don't want to call it passive ISK because it's really not passive by any stretch of the word, because it's just you have to be on point with it in order to do essentially the puzzles. But there's some real good behind. Oh yeah, look at that, 110,000. It's actually not bad, all things considered. Of course, I think those were two. That was two of those towers, so 60,000 ISK for two. You know, for the two towers. Yeah, if you look at Project Discovery, you know, there's they always ground the Project Discovery in kind of a real world scenario. They get data from the real world that needs to be looked at, and they just put it through the grinder into a way that the EVE community can help out. It's also a great way to earn ISK. You know, they talk right here, they talk about professor in immunology at University of Cali. New Eden is facing a viral threat unlike anything we've seen before, striking both human and capsular alike. This novel coronavirus seems to spread more rapidly than most, while also causing a wide range of symptoms in its victims, making it more difficult to combat. Thanks in part to Concord's swift coordination efforts, my colleagues and I are working to decode this debilitating pathogen by means of our newly developed Project Discovery flow cytometry simulators. We are seeking capsuleers such as yourself to join our team of data analysts in this fight. They basically walk you through a tutorial from there, and it's kind of interesting. In this case, they're using coronavirus, which is a real thing for us, and they've implemented that into the game. They've kind of given it that stamp of they've given some real world credence within the game world to this whole thing. So, and like I pointed out before, and I'm going to point it out again, this is real data that they've plugged into this game, into this particular mini game, to help essentially virologists and such to understand and help decode this virus a little bit better. These side pictures I don't think mean anything, but the way it works does. We'll go ahead and continue. Project's primary focus lies in understanding how coronaviruses impact the immune system. In order to obtain this information, we utilize a machine known as a flow cytometer. Using said machine, we are able to gain insight into how viral threats alter cells with regards to size, shape, and more. It consists of multiple parts, but the process begins in the liquid pump. Here, fluid-based research samples, mostly blood, are pumped through the microfluidic chip. In this, the heart of our machine mechanical ally, the sample is guided through a narrow channel that causes cells to form a single file line as they are scanned by the second component of our device, the laser. The simple yet precise beam of light is shot via laser. So it kind of just shows you the process on how they do it, right? The optical subsystem is the final part, and data is collected on forward scatter, the direct illumination, of these cells, and side scatter, and an aura of sorts caused by the laser beam. And then, yeah, like it shows here. They're trying to show like the various parts of the whole system. Begin with a brief lesson. We're gonna go ahead and we'll continue with the tutorial. In this case, running a blood sample through the flow cytometer has yielded the graph on the left. Each dot represents a cell. Cells of the same type will often group together in what we call a cluster. Your task is to identify the boundaries of such clusters. Doing so helps your fellow scientists understand how this virus impacts our immune system. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And like it shows right here, try our hand identifying this cluster of cells by gating it off. You draw a polygon around it with our tracing tool, and then we just start just like this. And then we stop right here to close the gate. And as you can see, it gives you a little picture. And then you want to keep it as tight around the cluster as possible. And as you can see, and you might not be able to see this on your screen, I'm not sure, but like there are parts of it down here, they're just more scattered, whereas this is more, they're together. It's like a denser cluster, a denser part of the cluster. And you submit it, and that's it. And then they increase their difficulty. Here there are two distinct clusters. In order to identify the clusters, we will gate them off from one another using our tracing tool as before. So you would click the chart to begin crafting a gate around the first cluster. In this case, I'll probably just do it here. cut right through, and I'll just kind of gate it off like that. And then the second cluster is kind of the same thing. Yeah, like it shows there, you're trying to capture as many of the dots as possible. Now from here, you can identify, or you can kind of fill it out a little bit if you don't like kind of how it looks. You can manipulate it after. You can even move it around if you need to. Like, that's kind of the whole thing. Again, you can do that both sides. You can't make them overlap, because if you make them overlap, you'll actually get dinged for that. But yeah, you submit it, and there you go. You can see your outline versus what they think the outline should be in this particular case. In future ones, you won't have that option. So in future ones, there will just be it's more them getting your input on where you think things are, as opposed to where they may actually be. It's just kind of a verification. Sometimes they throw in things that they already know for sure, so they can kind of help gauge your accuracy in the whole thing, that kind of stuff. So like it shows right here, the golden line in highlight, it's the gold standard. The rewards you earn for each sample are determined by how closely your gates match the standard. But your goal is to demarcate the boundaries of each cluster. You do it, and you're more likely to produce a considered analysis. So pretty simple. You know, aim to produce more accurate analysis, and you'll go far within the team. And up here shows you your accuracy rating and how far to your next rank and how much current experience you've got. And accuracy matters. And then at this point, they let us choose a more complex one. There should be 5 polygons on this chart. Make sure to hit submit once you're finished. Now, I personally only really see 4. I don't personally see 5. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not really sure where they're seeing 5 at. But so I guess what I would do is maybe this. I think when I was doing this one myself, I got this one wrong anyways, so. Come on, let me close it off. Okay. Let's remove that. I'll go ahead and pull that one out a little bit. Like I said, this last one, I'm not even sure where the 5th one's at, so I'm just gonna do that. I do not remember. I'll do it like this and see if... Yeah, see, there's 3 right here, and then there's 2 right there. So, like, I don't know. I'm not sure how they saw 3. I'm not sure how they saw this one as a separate one. It didn't really look like a separate one to me, but, you know. But clearly, I mean, they give you this exact same one, so you can kind of just redo it. So at least this way you can get through it.
Pilots are reminded not to engage in unlicensed ISK doubling schemes and that all items are sold at sea.
There we go. There. Now at least this way I can pass. And it says I got 68% accuracy, so at least we passed it. And then this is another one, you know, you want to try to demarcate everything just like it shows, so. And then they do actually consider this open cluster here a part of it as well. So I do remember that. And there's the overlapping polygons error that I was talking about earlier. In this case, I got pretty accurate, so. And as you can see now, we get a little bit of an ISK reward. That's 46.5 thousand. Or no, wait, sorry, that's points. That's these analyst ranks. And then there's the 26,000 ISK, so. And as you keep going through, you can get rewards. Now that we're actually in the game. Level 5, I'll get a face mask that I can put on my avatar. You know, I get a hat, I get a shirt. My next one will be a pacifier blueprint copy, so I can build a pacifier. And then I'll also get a biosecurity responder skin at some point as well in the future. And it just kind of keeps going from there. So there are reasons and rewards for doing it aside from just the ISK. You know, but free ISK, I mean, you're doing a couple of these just like this. You know, you want to define each cluster. Trying to get everything here.
Pilots are reminded not to engage in unlicensed ISK doubling schemes and that all items are sold at sea.
So in this case, it was flawed. It was only 16% accuracy. So I got stuff, but it wasn't as good as they'd wanted it to be. And that's kind of it, you know, for how the whole thing goes. And you know, I mean, you could literally spend like hours on just this alone, because it's not that necessarily that it is really engaging, but it's a puzzle, right? Like it's see, so like in that case I passed. I got 79% accuracy, and as you can see, my accuracy rating also goes up a little bit each time you kind of complete more and more. So that's kind of the main gist of it. And after like 20 or so minutes, I think I'll get some of that ISK. And doing these are quick, couple minutes, you know, and as you get better and better, the ISK gets better and better. The rewards get better and better. You know, it's not going to be anything to write home about, but if you can't get out of the station because you're being gate camped, or you just wanted to log in for a few minutes and check some stuff, maybe you're waiting for some, some market orders to sell, could be anything. It's something to do. It's something to just kind of poke around with. At this point, though, it is about time to head off. My reactor is screaming at me that it is at 100% charge, and therefore it is time for me to hit that wonderful, wonderful warp drive button. Until then, I hope you guys all have an adventurous week, and I'll see you in the verse.